Y'all, this brand makes millions of dollars per year, but you aren't gonna believe the shocking thing that Chubbies is not paying attention to on their website.
But hold on to your waistbands, because we're not just here to talk about their stylish appeal, we're going deep into the money-making side of things, addressing your burning questions you've all been asking. This is the good, the bad, and the ugly.
All right, so me and my co-host Christian over here will be sharing secret tips in studying Chubbies strategies.
We'll also compete against each other. The winner gets to embarrass the loser by posting a funny photo of them, and the loser has to give away a free strategy call to a lucky commenter. All right, starting with the good, Aaron.
So I'm gonna start off with a couple of things, but I wanna read because I wrote this out. So they are always on trend. I'll show you what that means. And they're seemingly adopting to different personas. It's actually something I have not seen too much before, where people go to different personas, but they don't go into a different gender. For example, Chubbies is literally all for guys, and so they're just finding different demographics of guys. For example, if we go over to their social here, they are, I would say, they do a lot of meme-worthy content, so I think that's good. But also, they have jumped on the trend of pickleball. It's the fastest growing sport in at least the United States, probably the world. So they have the persona of the person who plays pickleball. Then you scroll down, and then you have the service members, so they have something for the people in the service. Then you scroll down a little bit farther, not that, you have people who play golf, and it's the guys who are not like, I'm playing in the PGA golf. It's like, hey, I'm drinking some brews with my friends on the weekends, and I'm that guy. I eat the Will Ferrell here. Scroll down a little bit farther, they're focused on like cultural aspects. Scroll down a little bit farther, they're incorporating mothers with fathers. So it's like dads, guys who like to hang out with their friends on the weekend. So what they're doing really well is jumping into different personas, and I think that, let me see this, if we can go over to the actual site here. So over on the site, if it loads, they are not gonna hit me with the pop-up. So we'll show the pop-up whenever it actually shows here, but the pop-up is an aspirational identity for that person. It's guys literally at the beach wearing shorts. I think it's shown over here on Christian's side, and then it's literally 15% off, great deal. But the thing that I like about it is this is the mobile side, and we'll hopefully show the email side as well, but the email, I'm over.
Out of time. First one bites the dust, baby. All right, so the good on my perspective, right, which I was very heavily focused on the website side of things. Three things. Number one is shop by inseam. I think a lot of what people will come to this website for is to find the right length of their shorts.
4
obviously,
inches. That's right.
That's definitely not the right one. I think 5.5 to 6, it's like the sweet spot. Everything else is just, yeah, too short or too long, in my opinion. But shop by inseam, I think it's very, very smart to actually categorize it like this. A lot of people tend to forget that you can technically categorize the exact same products, just different ways, and just stick into the navigation, because your customers are going to shop by inseam or by swim or by categories. So it doesn't really matter that you have the same products on different categories. You just want to provide that for your customers. And I think they're doing a really good job by doing the shop by inseam, because a lot of people, I'm sure a lot of guys, would definitely go here first. That was my first instinct, was going straight to shop by inseam. Something else that they're doing on the website that I have not seen before, down here towards the bottom, you have text for support. Never seen this before. You can literally click this button and send them a text in order to figure out where your order is. If you have any questions about the brand, if you have any questions about shipping, pricing, anything like that, you can literally text to them immediately. Instead of doing a live chat and having to go on some kind of app or something, or they have to email you back, you can literally just have all your customer support through text messaging. Like, that's definitely going that next level right there. And then the last thing that I saw on their website that I think they're doing really well is claiming free gifts depending on how far along you get on the cart, price point wise. So you got things like little koozies for your beers, water bottles, socks, tumblers, etc. So very, very smart. Not a lot of people using free gifts on their carts.
Okay, so something that they are not doing really well, and I'll mention this again with the ugly, not the same thing, but in addition to what they're doing, the ads here, they're launching a lot of new content. So let me say that's the good part of the bad. So they're launching a bunch of new content. However, their products are extremely unique. Like you can see on the website that we've talked about, like everything is a bright color, it's got some kind of spandex, like it's really, really cool, but they're not doing any DPA. So it's displaying of the product and just having people being able to scroll through all the different types of products, right? So if you looked at the inseam that Christian mentioned over there, you could just be retargeted by people who are like, hey, look, here's all of our inseams. Scroll through them on Instagram. People love to scroll through those things. There's literally no ad where anybody is able to scroll through products. And it's honestly internally one of our best performing ads because people love to do that. And then you click directly on the ad to buy the product and it's an easy checkout process. So they're screwing up a lot on their actual ads. The ads themselves, probably really good, but they're missing out on a ton of opportunity there. The other thing I would say is if you go over here and you search, I would think this would be one of the bigger ones, like summer swim trunks. So Google ads, they have the Google shopping and they're number one here, but they don't do anything. Whoops, okay, they finally popped up for me. They don't do anything for, let's just do swim trunks. They weren't doing anything for the actual like search, and it may be because I'm not in incognito now, so they're actually at the top. But incognito, if I hadn't been in the search, they're using what's called a performance max campaign. So they're not actually showing up for everybody who's searching it. So if you go incognito, you may not see it, but they are showing it to anybody who's been to the site, which kind of blends their overall advertising. So you don't know if Facebook or Google are as effective. So regular browser, probably pretty good, but if you go incognito, I'll see if it actually goes here. Swim trunks, got 2 seconds. It doesn't show up here.
We'll let it slide this time. Yeah, good job. And I would say, yeah, those ads where it's just like a blank white background with the product and just like being able to scroll through them, I love them because, yeah, you can actually get to see actual product. You're sort of window shopping before you even visit the website.
Yeah, and you do it quickly. Like I don't have to go through the website, which you may hit on that, but I have thoughts on the website too, but that are not part of my thing.
Yeah, so the bad, again, website side of things, this may be a quick one, but something that I noticed, and actually you were the one who went through the whole purchasing process, but afterwards I went ahead and added a couple things to cart. That's where I found out the free gifting option. And I also saw something that I really didn't like, and I thought it was pretty bad. It's not terrible, right? But
that's why it's bad.
It's bad, right? It's bad. It's a good bad. But yeah, if I click over here and I hover over to see my cart and I actually go into the actual checkout, they immediately hit you with create a new customer account. And to be honest, like I understand the fact that you want customers to actually create their accounts so that you can actually retarget them and just capture that first party data, right? But to be honest, like for that to be the very first thing and the continuous guest is sort of grayed out at the very bottom, to me it's just, it seems like a lot. Even at first glance, I know you're kind of looking at this in your screen right now, you click checkout and like the first thing you see is like all this stuff right here. It's like sign in with Facebook, no. Sign in with Google, no. Enter your email, enter your password. It's just, it could be a little bit overwhelming. And then you have the sign in tab as well, right, built in within there. Majority of Shopify stores that I see that have a good seamless checkout experience, first thing they do is continue as guest. That should be like the main priority when your customer actually reaches checkout. Do not hit them with something like this. I think this is overwhelming and maybe too much and deter people from actually moving through onto the next page.
2 things for that too I would add to it is like, that's a desktop view. Mobile, that's already more intimidating. And then 2, if they were, they're a large brand, so they could be using software like retention to literally just capture this data and they don't have to worry about gathering it here because retention's gonna pick it up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. And I continued as a guest, but it was very frustrating on my end too because I was like, do I really gotta create an account here? I'm trying to get through this quickly.
Exactly.
Okay, so the ugly is probably something that nobody really thought of, or would think. The organic is the ugliest part of the brand. And the reason I say this is because their organic strategy is one that I think that a lot of people adopted way back when, but I would assume that they have a marketing team, they have an advertising team, they have a content creation team, they have a UGC, but what they do, so look at this one, bad user experience over on Instagram. I can't even read the whole thing. They didn't format it correctly. But then you go over to their Facebook page and then let's scroll up here. It's the exact same thing. They're literally posting from Facebook to Instagram. They're not creating unique content as a platform. And then stories, anything that's lifestyle to show off the brand, nothing. They have 577,000 followers and they're getting 500 likes on their photos. right? Then they've put some graphics together, which I'm not saying the graphics look bad, but I'm just saying, like, I've seen brands that make less than $1 million per year create better content organically than them. You go over to TikTok and you'll see this here, right? They used to have tons of them when TikTok was like a younger, an infant where they needed a bunch of content. You'll see them way back when that had 29, 30,000 views, 100,000 views stuff, but the more recent stuff, 700, 2,000, and they have 1.7 million followers on TikTok, and they're just not killing it at all. They're literally just going with the trends that they already have and reposting that content, and then really not stepping it up, which, if you remember, maybe we can show it on the screen, they used to have a lot of viral type of ads, and that was their big thing, was that they created really good organic content that almost went viral for like 4th of July stuff, and I think they've kind of slacked on that because the business has grown too big for their shorts, if you will, and that has really killed the brand because the organic it's not as interesting. So that's the ugly part.
All right, and then for the ugly on my side, this could have been really the bad or the ugly. I was debating on whether to do which one, but it's the responsiveness and the speed of the website. Again, you would think bigger brand, they would definitely pay more attention to how quickly things are loading on their site. And to be honest, like, just look at this as an example. Like, I go to swim and I click on classic.
Must be your computer.
You think so?
No.
But did you see that
it's,
lag of
latency or whatever?
Yeah, it's a weird, like, again, let me click on this product and you'll see, like, it's just a few seconds of like, did I actually click on it? Like, is it working? Maybe not. Click on it again. No,
yeah, same thing on mine.
Click it again. Hold on, this one's not even like. Okay, let me try this one. Okay, there we go. Now we've loaded the first one after. Okay, anyways, there's a certain lag where it even allows me to click multiple other things within the website before even loading the next page, or even having an indication that, like, hey, this thing is loading. Wait just a second. And then even when I'm on the product page, what I think is actually the worst is clicking through like different like things. It's like there's just like a half-second like type delay when you actually click on the different variants of this particular product. This one's actually moving a little bit quicker, but from when I was actually shopping and going through the whole website, I was even telling Aaron, like, I would go to shorts and then I would go to a different collection, swim, and the title would only change, the products would stay the same. So there's like a few glitches here and there within the website, and the responsiveness and just how quickly things are loading, that, again, for a brand like Chubbies, and again, like, we may be overhyping or like just the fact that how big they are, but I would think that they would have these things just sort of nailed in and just really seamless experience.
Okay, so now we're going to try out the products and let you know what we think.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, they look great. Feel premium quality. 5.5 inch, made in Vietnam. All right. Come off the first time. Pockets. Looks clean. Look pretty slim too.
Figured the best way to try out the product was actually to bring it to the beach. Okay, so let's open up the package. Pull it out. Alright, good. Okay, how do they feel? Good? Okay. Alright, very stretchy. It's kind of nice, actually. The one thing that I did order about these was that, or I liked about them when I ordered them, was that there was going to be a material inside of there, so it's kind of like a compression inside. So these are the 5.5 inch seam, which is great. It's a little bit higher up onto the actual quad, so if you like that, don't like that, you can size up a little bit and get a 6 inch. What I like is you can actually like sit down, and some people like to put briefs underneath, and I feel like if you're that person, you don't have to wear them like that anymore. You can actually just wear swim trunks. You don't have to dry it up, you don't have to.
What I loved about the Chubby shorts is that they were very comfortable. I love the stitching. I love the way that they fit. I love the length, the inseam, and the colors are super bright. The material that they're made out of, some of the best shorts that I've ever put on.
Cue the waiting music.
I knew you felt it too.
No.
Yes,
No.
you're bad and ugly, like you said. They could have been
Intertwined.
They
the
could have
same.
been. They could have been the same.
I need to
was
explore a
looking for
little bit beyond the website.
That's
too.
exactly what I was
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
I was thinking
I agree with that.
you could have gotten, because you also, between the two of them, you had like 20, 30 seconds. You could have done something else besides the website. I also drew a donut because
That's a bagel. That's not a donut. No, yeah, and there's no
there's sprinkles. There's sprinkles now.
Or it could be an everything bagel.
All right, and so for those of you who do not know, have not seen the show before, the loser gets to have an amazing picture of them. I'm just kidding, it's gonna be a horrible picture. I'm trying to find the worst picture possible, Christian, that you're gonna see right now. So enjoy that.
And if you like these store breakdowns, we have a few more in our YouTube channel, so make sure to check those out. And if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of these in the future.
See ya.
Peace.